Ohayou gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the NPB playoffs. Tonight's game is going to feature the first game of the Pacific League Climax Series, and it is going to be the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles playing the Chiba Lotte Marines. Commentary and views are our opinions. They're not affiliated with the NPB, its Players Association, or their sponsors. We're providing live reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking audiences around the globe can enjoy the game on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Tonight we have the starting lineups, first of all, from the visiting Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Leading off and playing shortstop, wearing number 34, is Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. Batting second and in right field, wearing number 27, is Takeru Okajima. Batting third and playing second base, wearing number 3, is Hideto Asamura. In the cleanup spot, doing the designated hitting, wearing number 35, is Hiroki Shimauchi. Batting fifth and playing first base, wearing number 35, is Daichi Suzuki. Batting sixth and playing third base, wearing number 5, is Igoro Moji. Batting seventh in left field, wearing number 48, is Yoshiaki Watanabe. Batting eighth in center field, wearing number 8, is Ryosuke Tatsumi. And batting ninth and doing the catching is Hikari Ota. And he'll wear number 2. And they're going to face the rookie right-hander for the Chiba Lotte Marines. That's going to be Roki Sasaki. He's making his first career playoff start in the regular season. He was 3-2 with a 2.27 earned run average with 68 strikeouts. And now the starting lineup for the home team for the Chiba Lotte Marines. Leading off in left field, wearing number 0, is Takashi Ojino. Batting second and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 79, is Leonis Martin. Batting third at second base, wearing number 8, is Shogo Nakamura. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is Brandon Laird. It is the third baseman wearing number 5, Hisanori Yasuda. And then it is going to be the right fielder, Koki Yamaguchi. He wears number 51. He bats sixth. Batting 7 is Hiromi Oka. He is in center field. And batting 8th, the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. He wears number 4. And batting last is the catcher, Takuma Kato. And we are underway as Sasaki delivers a first pitch called strike to Yamazaki, and the count is 0-1. Sasaki works from the right side. He has the left-handed batter at the plate. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses low, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yamazaki. For Yamazaki on the season, he hit .256. He had 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. And there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now runs to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Sasaki ready to go back to work. It's a beautiful day in Chiba, lots of sun. And the pitch he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses low and in, and the count now runs to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yamazaki. Sasaki kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now runs full to 3-2. It's a beautiful day, as we said, for baseball in Chiba. The sun is out. And here comes the payoff pitch. Sasaki kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Fujioka. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Yamazaki for the first out of the inning. It goes as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Takeru Okajima. For Okajima on the season, he batted .280. He had 8 homers and 56 runs batted in. Sasaki ready to go back to work. From the stretch position with nobody on base, and here comes the first pitch to Okajima. It is a fastball taken low for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Right-hander against the left-hander. Okajima digs himself in. Sasaki delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count runs to 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 to Okajima. Sasaki ready to go back to work. He holds at the chest, he kicks and delivers, and there's a fastball taken under the hands for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. It was a good spot by Sasaki. He hit his spot as the catcher Kato had set up inside. Pitch had a little bit of backdoor run to it, and it caught the inside corner of the plate. So here's the 1-2 pitch. Sasaki kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch swung on in the dirt, and that is going to retire Okajima for the second out of the inning, the first via the strikeout. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hideto Asamura. And that split finger pitch had a lot of depth and a lot of arm side run as it was falling off the plate. A very good pitch there by Sasaki to put away Okajima. So here comes the pitch from Sasaki, and he starts off Asamura with a split finger pitch that swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Asamura on the season hit .269. He had 18 homers and 67 runs batted in. Right-hander against the right-hander. Sasaki gets the sign. He kicks and delivers. And it's another split finger pitch that is low, and the count is 1-1. Asamura will be followed by the designated hitter, Hiroki Shimouchi. So here comes the pitch from Sasaki. It's a fastball that's taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Asamura gets himself dug in. He's ready on the delivery from Sasaki, and it's a fastball taken for a called strike right down the middle. And that is going to do it for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles in their half of the inning. So there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through a half inning in Chiba. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles nothing, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call. At the bottom of the first inning, we're glad you could be here with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
As always, thanks again, Steve, for your support. We'll be back in a moment with the call at the bottom of the first inning. Glad you could be with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the first inning, and it is going to be Takashi Ojino, Leonis Martin, and Shogo Nakamura to lead it off here against the right-hander Takahiro Norimoto. Norimoto ready to go to work. He goes from the windup, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It's lifted into shallow center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder Ryosuke Tatsumi, and he's going to make the grab. And 1 pitch and 1 away, and that will bring up the designated hitter, Leonis Martin. Leonis Martin on the season hit .233. He had 27 homers and 75 runs batted in. Cuban is had a better first half of the season. His batting average declined throughout the year. Here's the first pitch from Norimoto. It is a fastball that misses low, and the count is 1-0 to Leonis Martin. Martin hitting from the left side against the right-handed slants of Norimoto. Norimoto gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that floats in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Norimoto ready to go back to work again. He kicks and delivers. And there is a ball that's down, and it's quickly 2 balls and 1 strike to Leonis Martin. Martin digs in. Norimoto ready to go to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. The winner of this game is going to face the Oryx Buffaloes for the Pacific League title. That will all get going underway on Wednesday. And there's a fastball that misses down and in. It's called ball 4, and Leonis Martin is aboard with a base on balls here with 1 out in the first inning. So Martin is aboard, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. For Nakamura on the season, he hit .283, he had 9 homers and 67 runs batted in. He is the captain of the Chiba Lotte Marines. He is the one who sets the tone. So Nakamura gets himself dug in. He's ready to go, and the first pitch from Norimoto is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakamura played in 143 games this year, all of the games for the Marines, didn't miss anything. He and Takashi Ogino also appeared in 143 games. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the third baseman, Moji, into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It's fielded by the left fielder, Watanabe, and he fires it back in quickly. That is going to hold Leonis Martin at second base, and that is going to bring up Brandon Laird. So that pitch was a fastball, and it hung up in the zone. It had a little bit of arm side run and a bit of depth to it. Nakamura was able to turn on that and smash it into left field for a single. Now that brings up Brandon Laird to the plate. Laird on the season hit .262. He had 29 homers to go with 95 runs batted in. He played in all but 7 games for the Marines. He missed some of the games early on in the season, and there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Some issues with his feet early on that put him out of some games, but pretty steady after that. The 33-year-old has been a durable player for the Marines. So here comes the pitch from Norimoto. It's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now goes quickly 0-2 to Brandon Laird. Laird first came over to the Japanese League with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Back in 2015, he spent his first 4 seasons with them. This is his 3rd season with Chiba. Norimoto checks the runner Martin at second. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that's down the dirt. It gets away from the catcher. And Leonis Martin had a good read. He was able to get to third base, but the runner at first, Nakamura, stayed. He could not advance. So Martin goes to third on a wild pitch. And the count is now 1-2 to Brandon Laird. So Oda has stepped up in front of the plate. He's flashing his signals as they're putting on their first and third defense. K1DD is in the house, and he asks, how are you watching this? We have our feeds. Thanks for stopping in. So Brandon Laird with the 1-2 count. Norimoto ready to go back to work. There's runners on the corners, and here's the pitch. That's a breaking ball that misses down and away. It was into the left-handed batter's box. And the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Laird. The runner at third is Leonis Martin, and the runner at first is Shogo Nakamura. Norimoto gets the sign from his catcher, Oda. He's ready to go back to work. He holds at the belt. And he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Nakamura. Leonis Martin inching down the line as the throw went over to first base. There's a very good crowd in Chiba for this game, but we do see quite a bit of empty seats around. I'm not sure if they've lifted the capacity on the attendance of some of these games. It is an outdoor venue. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and that is missed by Laird, and the runner Nakamura has swiped second base. So he has stolen second base cleanly. Leonis Martin stays at third, and Laird is down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. So Jason Marlowe in the house saying, thanks for the commentary. We're glad you are here tonight, Jason. Thanks for popping in. It's a beautiful day for baseball in Chiba. So Hisanori Yasuda batted .242 on the season. He had 8 homers and 55 RBIs. Right-hander against the left-hander. Norimoto ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted down the left field line. There's a chance it could stay in fair territory, and it is a great running catch by the shortstop Yamazaki to retire the Chiba Lotte Marines here in their half of the first inning. So for Chiba, in their half of the first, they had no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We threw 1 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, nothing. The Chiba Lotte Marines, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the second inning. We're glad you are with us. Check out from our Did You Know section. I always like to do some of these ones here. This is some of the stuff from the NPB. Here you go. Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning. It is going to be the designated hitter Hiroki Shimouchi to get things going. He'll be followed by Suzuki and Moji. And the first pitch from Hiroki Sasaki is delivered for a called strike. The count is 1-1. 14 pitches for Sasaki in the first inning, as he was able to mow down 2 of the 3 Golden Eagles hitters on the way of strikes. And there is a fastball that misses down in the way, and the count is 1-1. Shimochi on the season hit .257. He's got 21 homers and 96 runs batted in. He bats from the left side. Sasaki holds at the chest and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep right center field. On the run is the right fielder Yamaguchi. It's up against the wall. And that ball is fielded by the center fielder, and Shimauchi is going to cruise into second base with a stand-up double here in the second inning. So he gets things going. First hit of the ball game for the Golden Eagles. And Shimauchi is standing on second with nobody out. That ball was absolutely scorched. He was able to turn on that pitch and drove it, and it one-hopped the wall in right field, and then it sort of stuck on the warning track. The center fielder for Chiba Lotte had to come a long way to pick it up, as it was beyond the right fielder Yamaguchi, as it was in right center field where they were positioned. And he had the right fielder swung around a little bit more toward the foul line. So he had a bit of a haul to go. And so this is going to bring up Daichi Suzuki. Suzuki hitting from the left side, and Sasaki does the old-fashioned spaghetti move, and getting back to second base is the base runner Shimauchi. They often do those inside spaghetti moves to see if the batter is going to square to bunt, because usually what will happen is when they lifts his leg, the hitters will start to read the hands, and Shimauchi did not provide any information to the Marines, and there's a first pitch fastball that misses outside. The count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes. Jason Marlowe says, "Go Eagles." We're glad you're in the house tonight, Jason. We appreciate you listening in. Wherever you are at tonight, we thank you for joining us. And there's a fastball delivered to Suzuki. It's popped up on the third base side. Into foul territory is the third baseman Yasuda. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to put Suzuki away for out number 2. Sorry, check that, out number 1 here in the second inning. So with 1 away, that's going to bring up the third baseman Igoro Moji. When we called a number of these games early in the season, for whatever reason, Igoro Moji seemed to follow us around, or we followed him around. He always had good days. He has a tradition when he walks up to the plate, he always acknowledges the home plate umpire. He gives him a bow and a tip of the cap. So right-hander against the left-hander. This is a left-handed laden lineup for the Golden Eagles. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Moji. On the season, Moji had 14 homers. He knocked in 53 runs. He batted .259 on the season. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Moji. Sasaki ready to go back to work. He holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 1-2. The lineup tonight for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. We noticed that there is some players toward the bottom part of the lineup that were not everyday players. So I find it a little bit fascinating to see how they're rolling the lineup out tonight. And there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 1-2 to Moji. Certainly the shortstop for the Golden Eagles, Tsuyoshi Yamazaki, he was not an everyday player for the Golden Eagles early in the season. He played in 56 games this year, and there is a fastball swung on and missed, and the home plate umpire, even though the catcher dropped the ball, there was no tip, and Moji is retired on strikes for out number 2. So that's going to leave it all up to Yoshiaki Watanabe, the left fielder tonight. Watanabe's another one. The 24-year-old only appeared in 45 games. He had 99 at-bats this year. So Yamazaki Watanabe, in particular, did not see regular action for the Golden Eagles. So Watanabe steps up to the plate. He hit .273 on the season. He had a homer and 7 RBIs, another left-handed stick in the lineup. And the first pitch is a Breaking ball that misses off the plate. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sasaki gets the sign from his catcher, Kato, and he's ready to go back to work. And there is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-1. That last pitch was at 157 kilometers an hour. For those of you at home, that was about a 98-mile-an-hour heater. Sasaki, the youngster, can really bring it up. He's in his first full season, I guess. He only had 11 appearances this year, and there's a fastball that misses off the plate. And the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Sasaki is 19 years old. The 6'2", 190-pound right-hander gets ready to go back to work. He throws it as a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count goes to 2-2. I say he's 19. He actually just turned 20 a couple of days ago. It was his birthday on the 3rd. So Roki Sasaki this year in 11 games, he had a 2.27 ERA in the 63 1/3 innings works, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. But he averaged just over a strikeout per inning. He had 68 strikeouts in those 63 1/3 innings. But the impressive part was that he only walked 16 batters. He's got a very low walk rate, only allowing 2.3 walks per 9 innings of work. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Watanabe. He kicks and delivers, and it is a off-speed pitch grounded back to the pitcher. Sasaki fields it, and he fires it down the right field line. That's going to be trouble, and that is going to be a run on the board. And Sasaki, who had the opportunity to finish off the inning, fires the ball right over the head of the first baseman, Brandon Laird, and it gets down the line, and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles pick up a cheap run here on the error by the pitcher. And Shimochi scores all the way from second easily. And the score is now 1-0. So that's probably the 19-year-old jitters. It's a really easy comebacker. He had a lot of time, and he fielded the ball one step and fired it right over the head of Laird. In fact, he probably could have gained ground a little bit more, taken a couple of more shuffles, or even to the point where he could have jogged in the direction of first base to flip it over. But that right there probably tells you he's experiencing some nerves as he fires the ball not even close to Laird. And that puts the runner Watanabe all the way to second base. That's going to bring up Ryosuke Tatsumi, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Tatsumi is hitting .225. He had 10 homers to go with 32 RBIs this year. He fouls a fastball off, and the count is now 0-2. Tatsumi really opened the season up in style. He homered in his first at-bat of the year for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles on opening night. We got a chance to see that in action. Jason says he's joining from Los Angeles. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away down the left field line. And the count remains at 0-2. Well, Jason, we're glad you could join us. Hopefully you can subscribe to our channel. We will be back on again tomorrow night, but we are going to call the game on a delay. Can't give you the actual live feed, but we are going to give you the feed probably about an hour delay. And there is a fastball that's missed off the outside corner of the plate. They appeal down to the third base umpire, but they say that Tatsumi didn't go, and the count is now 1-2. And if there is a third game, we will call that game in the middle of the night on Monday. So we will be here for this series, and we're going to give you everything in the finals between the Oryx Buffaloes and whoever wins this one. And there is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called third strike. That is going to do it for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. But they get a run in the inning. There was 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're through 1.5. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the Bottom of the second inning, here is our friend Matt Hollis. If you're around, be sure to check out his channel after the game. This is another Hollis build.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. Be sure to check out Matt Hollis's channel after the game. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the second inning. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the second inning. It is going to be Koki Yamaguchi, Hiromi Oka, and Yudai Fujioka coming to bat for the Chiba Lotte Marines. They find themselves down in a 1-0 hole after the error by the pitcher has accounted for the first run of the ball game. And here comes the first pitch from Norimoto. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. For Yamaguchi on the season, he had 207. He had 9 homers to go with 20 runs batted in. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that's smacked back to the pitcher. Norimoto fields it. He has time. He fires to first. And he is going to retire Yamaguchi on a ground out 1-3 for out number 1 here in the second inning. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Hiromi Oka. So Oka, on the season, hit 242. He had 6 homers to go with 18 runs batted in. It's just cool enough in Chiba for the pitchers to be blowing on their hands. You can see the players have the sleeves, even though it's a bright sunny day, and there is a split finger swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Oka. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and in. And the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Marlowe says he learned the lesson from the other pitcher's mistake. Yeah, well, certainly both of the pitchers had time to be able to make the play. In fact, I would even say Norimoto was a bit rushed and a bit panicked. And as I say, sometimes it's a little bit of nerves, even though Norimoto's a veteran. And there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's neatly fielded by Moji. He has time. He fires over to first, and Oka is going to be retired. That's going to go down as a ground out, 5-3 for out number 2. And that's going to leave it all up to Yudai Fujioka. For Yudai Fujioka, on the season, he hit 255. He had 3 homers and 37 RBIs. The slick fielding shortstop had a solid season again this year for the Chiba Lotte Marines. He's a left-handed hitter. He waits on the first pitch from Norimoto, and he takes it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yoka appeared in 137 of the 143 games. He takes the fastball just off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. He's right in the entering the prime of his career at 27 years old. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first. Daichi Suzuki fields it. He calls off the pitcher. He's going to take it himself. And that is going to retire Fujioka on a ground out to first for out number 3. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines in the bottom of the second inning, they go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 2 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments the call at the top of the third inning. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel after the game. He's a big supporter of our channel, and in turn, we like to support Steve.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Raps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Raps Baseball.
As always, thanks again, Steve, for your support of our channel, and we're ready to get back to the live action as Roki Sasaki is ready to get things going, and the first pitch delivered to the catcher Hiroki Oda is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Oda on the season has 4 homers and 23 RBIs. There's a fastball that is fouled away to the backstop, and the count now is no balls and 2 strikes. Oda hit below the proverbial Mendoza line. He hit a .188 this year. He is not known necessarily for his offense as much as he is a pretty decent receiver of the ball. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Oda, Yamazaki, and Okajima, the 9-1-2 hitters in the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagle batting order. And there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Oda has been retired for the first out here in the third inning. And that is the 5th strikeout for Roki Sasaki tonight. He is absolutely steamrolled through the batting order the first time through, only allowing 1 hit and 2 base runners with the error by himself to allow Watanabe to reach base. So that brings up the top of the order, and that's going to bring up Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. If there's something that the North Americans in Major League Baseball can learn about the game here in Japan is the pace of play. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Certainly the game in games in the World Series, there were some pretty tight ball games that were low scoring, and the games were taking 3.5+ hours to play. We're here on the top of the third inning, and we're barely a half hour into the action. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. DJ Rankins is in the house. Thanks for stopping in, DJ. We're glad you could be here with us. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yamazaki. Sasaki kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sasaki holds at the chest. He kicks and he delivers. And there is a fastball swung on. It's chopped over the head of the pitcher. It's fielded neatly by the shortstop, Fujioka. He throws to first, but the first base umpire said it's not in time. And it looks like Tsuyoshi Yamazaki is aboard with an infield single. We'd like to take another look at that. I think the umpire may have got that one right. It was a chopper just over the head into the shortstop side. When he came up and he fired, it wasn't in time. It was a good play by the shortstop. He had to hurry to get it, threw off balance on the run, but not in time to be able to get the speedy Yamazaki, who was aboard with an infield single here in the top of the third inning. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Takeru Okajima. Okajima batting from the left side against the right-hander Sasaki, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. That last pitch was at 97 miles an hour. We often see the kilometers per hour as it is provided in Japan, and so we do the quick calculation back. Sasaki has got a power arm, the 20-year-old or newly turned 20-year-old. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's driven into deep right field. Moving back on the warning track and looking up off the wall is the right fielder, Yamaguchi. Rounding first and heading to second is Okajima. He is aboard with a double, and they're going to hold Yamazaki up at third. And so the Golden Eagles have something brewing here again in the top half of the third inning. That's going to bring up one of the more dangerous hitters in the Golden Eagle batting order. It's going to bring up Hideto Asamura. So runners at second and third with one away. Asamura strides to the plate. Asamura struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He bats from the right side. He did not have as good a season this year as he did in years past. Asamura is in his third season with the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. He takes a fastball for a called strike. He spent the early part of his career with the Saitama Cebu Lions. This is his third season with the Golden Eagles. His numbers tailed off dramatically after his first 2 years with the Golden Eagles. He drove in 100 runs last year and 92 the year before. This year he had 18 homers and 67 runs batted in, and there's a split finger swung on and missed. And the count is 0-2. But typically one of the things that Asamura has been able to do later in his career is he's walked more than he has struck out. And this year he walked 101 times, only struck out 96. So he has some good discipline at the plate. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. And that is the second out of the inning. And it's the second time Asamura has gone down on strikes looking tonight. So that is going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Hiroki Shimouchi. DJ Rankin says, how many outs? That's the second out of the inning, DJ. So the runner at third is Yamazaki. The runner at second is Okajima. Shimouchi doubled his first time up. He gets himself dug in. The pitch that he hit the first time was a fastball that was left over the middle part of the plate, and there's a first pitch split finger that's down in the dirt. Now the count is 1-0 to Shimouchi. As we mentioned earlier, we will be back again on tomorrow night, but we are going to be calling the game on the delay. Unfortunately, we won't be able to call it live approximately an hour later than the start time. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. I'm sure Sasaki here is going to be very cautious with Shimouchi after getting rattled off the wall the first time up. So here comes the 2-ball and no strike pitch to Shimouchi. They do have an open base. Sasaki kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Shimouchi is a very steady figure in the Golden Eagles batting order. He's had an opportunity this year to... There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. Shimouchi appeared in 141 of the 143 games. He started the season kind of slowly, was able to flatten out his batting average at 257. He's another one of those guys who walks more than he strikes out. 97 base on balls this year to go with 87 strikeouts. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. That pitch looked pretty good from our angle. And the catcher, Kato, definitely wanted the call. He held the frame right there. But upon further review, even though he hit his spot, that spot was about 4 inches off the plate. Catcher didn't have to move his glove. It was a good spot to throw, but Shimouchi Looked out at the pitcher, Sasaki, and shook his head as if to say, nope, you're not getting me on that one. And he's right. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Shimauchi digs in. Sasaki gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. And there is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And Shimauchi is aboard for the second time today with a 2-out walk, and that's going to load the bases. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Daichi Suzuki. Suzuki today popped out to the third baseman in the second inning. He's 0 for 1 today. So Shimauchi is at first. The runner at second is Okajima, and the runner at third is Yamazaki. The Golden Eagles have something brewing here in their half of the third inning. There's 2 away, and Suzuki steps in. On the season, Suzuki drove in 53 runs. He showed a little bit of power. He had 10 homers on the year. He hits from the left side. He takes a first pitch fastball outside. The count is 1-0. Suzuki has a kind of a crouched stance at the plate, slightly open, and he always chokes up a little bit at the end of the bat. So he's ready here. Norimoto is up in front of the dugout, staying loose. And there is a fastball swung on, and they throw down to second base. And getting back in time is the base runner, Okajima, as he had too big a lead. Very interesting with the bases loaded that they were going to take a shot at the base runner at second base. You don't see that all the time. But he was napping out there at second. They almost nailed him. He had to come back head first. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Suzuki. And the pitch count for the young right-hander Sasaki is now starting to mount. This is the 57th pitch of the ball game. There's a fastball, and it's swung on, and it's fouled away. And the count is 1-2. So Vic Brown has stopped in. Welcome, Vic. Glad you could pop in. It is 1-0 for the Golden Eagles here in the top of the third inning, but they are threatening. They got the bases loaded with 2 away. It's a 1 ball and 2 strike count to Daichi Suzuki. So Sasaki holds at the chest. He checks the runner at third. He delivers. There's a split finger swung on and missed. And that is going to do it for the Golden Eagles here in the third inning. They strand the bases loaded. They had no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard. We're through 2.5. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the third inning. We're glad you could be with us here tonight for our live call of the Climax Series. First game between the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles Pacific League Baseball. Hold tight, everybody. Here's our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody, and it is the Takira Norimoto show here. He has just completed his warm-up tosses for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. He's going to face the 9-1-2 hitters in the Chiba batting order. It's going to be Takuma Kato, Takashi Ojino, and Leonis Martin to get things going here in the bottom half of the third inning. And here comes the first pitch from Norimoto. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner. and the count is 1-0. On the season, Kato at 0.95. He had a couple homers and 4 RBIs. Naramoto goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. This is another one of those players that we mentioned at the outset. They had very few plate appearances. And here's the pitch from Naramoto. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now goes to 1-2. So Kato ready to go, and he swings and misses at a fastball from Naramoto at the knees. And he is retired on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. He was, the way I would use, overmatched. It was just a pure 4-seam fastball at the knees, and he swang right through it. And Naramoto picks up his second strikeout of the ball game. He has now retired 6 straight Marines. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Takashi Ogino. Ogino tonight flew out to center field on the first pitch that he saw of the ball game. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Naramoto rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ogino. So right-hander against the right-hander. Naramoto goes back to work quickly. He rocks from the windup. He delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This is tap foul over on the third base side. And the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gino had himself a fine season this year. He hit .296. Most of it came in the leadoff spot. There's a fastball swung on. It is hit through the 4-hole on the right side, just past the outstretched arms of Asamura. And it is a 1-out single here for Ogino in the 3rd inning. He is aboard with a base hit. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leonis Martin. Martin tonight walked in his first plate appearance, and he was stranded at 3rd after he got there on a wild pitch. So Leonis Martin steps up to the plate with a runner on first and 1 away. He is one of the power producers in the Chiba batting order. He had 27 homers on the season. Naramoto holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned earlier, it's a beautiful day for baseball in Chiba. They had a fantastic view over top of the stadium facing towards downtown Tokyo. And you could see, for those of you who have been or are familiar with Tokyo, you could see Skytree in the distance. It stood out, and there's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is 1-1. They say the temperature is 66 degrees Fahrenheit. This is probably the peak of the day right now in Chiba. It has got some cloud in the area. There's no chance of precipitation at all. So here comes the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. And instead, Naramoto fires over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner, Ogino. There's a little bit of wind. They've got wind blowing from the east-northeast at 8 miles per hour. For the most part, it's a very nice day for baseball. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon local time. So here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that's a splitter in the dirt. And the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Naramoto certainly a little bit more efficient in his pitches than his counterparts so far. This is going to be his 34th pitch of the ball game, whereas Roki Sasaki, who is starting to watch his pitch count ratchet up, he's over the 60 mark now. So here comes the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch to Martin. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 3-1. The second baseman, Shogo Nakamura, is waiting his turn on deck. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Martin digs in. He's ready to go again, and the pitcher Norimoto gets his sign from the catcher. He's ready to go back to work. And again, he fires over to first base. Again, diving back in time as the base runner, Ogino, and there was no tag applied by the first baseman, Suzuki. So here comes the 3-1 pitch again to Martin. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. That particular pitch, Leonis Martin looked like he really wanted to turn that one around and hammer it into the seats. He was basically screwing himself into the ground on that pitch. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Norimoto checks the runner at first. He comes set at the belt. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball down in the dirt. And Leonis Martin is aboard again for the second time today on a base on balls. And that is going to bring up the second baseman and 3-hole hitter, Shogo Nakamura. So runners at first and second. The runner at second is Ogino. The runner at first is Martin. And Nakamura strides to the plate with 1 away here in the 3rd inning. Nakamura singled his last time up and stole a base. He is, we mentioned before, the captain of the Chiba Lotte Marines. So right-hander against the right-hander. Nakamura doesn't run particularly well anymore. He can steal a few bases here and there, but he doesn't have the step he did when he was younger. So he is a double play candidate. And the Norimoto does the inside move and chases the runner back to second base. So no pitch there. Brandon Laird is looming on deck. So certainly would want to get this hitter for sure. As Brandon Laird is one of the more dangerous hitters in the NPB. And there is a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is 1-0. One would think that the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles would want to get at least 6 innings out of Norimoto today, if not more, to be able to turn it over to the bullpen. The back of the bullpen has been pretty steady this year for Tohoku. Certainly the first part of the year was very steady. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. When you think of the pitchers that they could bring in on the back end, Chihao Sung had himself a solid campaign this year. He was used in almost half the ball game, 63 appearances. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball again, taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Tomohiro Anraku also had a solid season. He appeared in 58 games out of the bullpen. So there were a couple of arms that were readily used, as well as Tomohiro Sakai. And of course, their closer was used at the back end of the bullpen, and that would have been Yuki Matsui. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Norimoto kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses low and away. And the count is 2-2 to Nakamura. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're glad you're with us tonight, checking in on all the action. As we mentioned earlier, we will be back again on tomorrow, but we will be calling the game on a delay. The game is again set to go 10 p.m. Pacific time or 2 o'clock local time. And there is a fastball that misses down and in. The catcher, Oda, had a hard time hanging on to that, but the runners do not advance, and that's going to make the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So be curious to see if they're going to put the runners in motion here. 3 balls and 2 strikes, maybe to stay out of the double play. Norimoto gets the ball back, and he's ready to go back to work. Nakamura digs in on the right side. He waggles the bat. And here comes the 3-2. It's a fastball swung on. It's hit right back at the pitcher. And Norimoto knocks it down. He fires to first, and it's not in time. That ball had got away from Norimoto on the comebacker. He had to come off the mound to field it, and then he had to fire to first base. We're going to have a look. There's going to be a visit from the trainer to the mound to have a look at Norimoto, and Norimoto's already shooing him off. But the umpires are going to go and have a look because they want to see if this is going to have to go to VAR or not. I do not understand why all 4 umpires, or at least 3 of the umpires, all the base umpires, have left the field. The plate umpire is unfortunately getting balls from the ball boy. As we look on replay, I think that they got the call right. I think we're going to have bases full of Marines. That's a bang-bang play at first base, but I'm not the one making the call. I have to agree with the first base umpire on real time. That looked like he was safe. But Norimoto, holy smokes, he wore that one pretty good. We watch again on the replay, and as far as I'm concerned, the hustle down the line by Nakamura is going to keep the bases loaded, but we're going to see what happens. We've not been always well or perfect on our calls. So to me, I think they got the call right. I think he's safe. I think the Marines have the bases loaded, but we're going to wait for the umpires to come back. So there's drama in Chiba. Waiting on the decision on Nakamura. Of course, the trainers came out to check on Norimoto. He waved them away, but got himself a couple of pitches on the in-between. And the umpires have come back for their decision, and the decision is safe, and they let the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles know that they've got 1 challenge left. They're down to challenge now. So use your challenges wisely from here on out. So the bases are full of Marines, and that's going to bring Brandon Laird up to the plate. Brandon Laird struck out his only time up today. As we mentioned before, he led the Marines in home runs with 29. He knocked in 95 runs. So we're glad everybody here that is with us tonight can listen in. We'll be bringing you the games tonight, tomorrow, Monday, if there is a Monday game, and we'll call all the games between the Oryx Buffaloes and the winner of this series. So the base is loaded. Here comes the first pitch to Brandon Laird. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is 1-0. So Laird is going to be getting a good pitch to hit here. He's got to put a good swing on a good pitch. If he can do that, it's going to blow this inning apart. So 1 ball, no strikes to Brandon Laird. There's 1 away. Norimoto working from the stretch with the bases loaded. He checks the runner at third. He looks at second. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball down, and the count is now 2-0. There's nowhere to put Laird. So 2 balls and no strikes. The crowd is on their feet in Chiba. This is the most animated we've seen the crowd. Laird holds the bat just below the lettering on his jersey. He's got his hands rather low. Norimoto kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep left field. Moving back, it's going to be played off the wall in left field by the left fielder Watanabe. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And Brandon Laird has got himself a base hit here, single. And the Chiba Lotte Marines have taken the lead 2-1 as Ogino and Martin have crossed the plate. He absolutely scorched that pitch. And just like that, we've got ourselves a 2-1 ball game. Go back and look at that on the replay. It was a fastball, belt high, and he just missed hitting it out. That ball was absolutely missiled to left field. It just short hopped the fence. It was well played by the left fielder, Watanabe, who takes it off of the one hop. 2 runs were able to score. And of course, it's a long single for the not so fleet-footed Brandon Laird. And Shogo Nakamura able to go first to third on the base hit. And that's going to bring up Hisanori Yasuda. So Norimoto was cruising along, and then all of a sudden, a hit, a walk, and 2 more hits has now put the Chiba Lotte Marines in their high-octane offense on the board here. And he's still not out of the woods. Runners are on the corners with 1 away. And the first pitch to Hisanori Yasuda is a fastball that misses low, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Yasuda digs himself in, waiting on the 1-0 pitch from Norimoto. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, swung on and missed, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Often fascinating, you see how pitchers are the first time through the batting order. First time through the batting order, you only allowed 1 hit and 1 walk, and now he hasn't been able to get anybody out the second time through. The wind is blowing out to right field. Here comes the pitch from Norimoto. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. Norimoto holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 3-1 to Yasuda. If you're looking for a score from the out-of-town game in the Central League, the Murray Giants and the Hanshin Tigers are knotted up at 0s. The Murray Giants pitcher Tomoyuki Sagano has a no-hitter through 4. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Watanabe's coming in. He makes the catch. He fires, tagging at third as the base runner. There is going to be a play at the plate, and it is not going to be in time. And that is going to be a 3-1 lead now for the Chiba Lotte Marines. So that's going to go down as a sacrifice fly to the left fielder for out number 2. Shogo Nakamura tagged at third, able to score. And the score is now 3-1 for the Chiba Lotte Marines, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Koki Yamaguchi. And so we watch the play on the replay. The ball skipped and it ended up getting by the catcher. And backing up the play, of course, was the pitcher Norimoto. So that ball was able to get by the catcher. So here's the first pitch delivered to Yamaguchi, and it's taken for a ball. So I think if that throw would have been maybe not taken the crazy hop that it did, takes a clean hop, the catcher, they got a chance to get that runner, because that ball was not hit too deep, although the left fielder, Watanabe, made a nice play on the ball. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It's hit over the head of the second baseman, Hideo Asamura. It's going to get down into right center field. And the base runner, Brandon Laird, is going to go first to third. And Yamaguchi keeps the action going here in the third inning with a base hit single. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Hiromi Oka. So for Takahiro Norimoto, who was cruising along through the first 2 1/3 innings, it's almost like that they know what's coming right now because Chiba is not fooled at all. They are definitely on to something. Maybe he's tipping his pitches somehow. Score is now 3-1 for the Chiba Lotte Marines. So that brings up the center fielder, Hiromi Oka. Oka today grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. He's 0 for 1 today. So Norimoto back to work. He delivers a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Oka digs in. Right-hander against the right-hander. Norimoto ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner. And the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Norimoto checks the side from his catcher. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is absolutely hammered, but hammered foul into the seats down the left field line. And the count is 1-2 to Oka. Oka definitely was not fooled on that pitch. He was able to keep his hands inside the baseball, but he really turned on it and was just able to drive it foul. That ball was scorched, absolutely scorched. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Oka. The runner at third is Laird. The runner at first is Yamaguchi. There's 3 runs on the board here for the Marines. Norimoto is holding set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats behind the first base dugout, and that's going to leave the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oka with that slightly open stance. He holds his hands away from his body, about shoulder height. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul again down the left field line. It reaches the seats in the 213 section. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Oka. Norimoto holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers, and there is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Moving back on it is the right fielder, Okajima. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to put it away for the Chiba Lotte Marines here in the third inning. But the damage has been done. There were 3 runs in the inning on 4 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 3 complete in Chiba. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines 3 and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple minutes after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not? Like father, like son. That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fourth inning. It is going to be Igoro Moji, Yoshiaki Watanabe, and Ryosuke Tatsumi face Roki Sasaki here in the fourth. And the first pitch from Sasaki to Moji is a fastball that is missing down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Sasaki goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on that's fouled away over on the third base side, and the count is even at 1-1. It was certainly a telltale inning there. They've got 3 runs, did the Chiba Lotte Marines in their bottom half of the third. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles in their top half stranded the bases loaded. They had an opportunity to stick some runs on the board. There's a fastball taken at the knees by Moji, and the count is 1-2. And of course, they weren't able to capitalize. And now, of course, it's the Chiba Lotte Marines who were able to come back and capture the lead. There is a changeup swung on and missed, and Moji goes down on strikes for the second time today in the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away here in the fourth inning. That is the 8th strikeout already for Sasaki. The young 20-year-old is starting to find a groove now. So Sasaki, who works from the stretch with nobody on, he goes back to work, and there is a breaking ball swung on. It's looped softly to the shortstop, and Fujioka makes the catch, and that is going to be 2 up and 2 away here in the fourth. That's going to leave it up to the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. So Tatsumi today strides to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He struck out in his only time to the plate. He was the last out of the second inning. So Tatsumi digs in, and the first pitch from Sasaki is a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul over on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. Not exactly the most disciplined hitting approach that we had. You've got 2 fairly quick outs, and you come up swinging at the first pitch. So here comes the 0-1, and it's a split finger pitch that misses inside. The count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We're glad you could stop in tonight and join us for the call of our game. We're glad you could be here. This is game 1 of the series between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Chiba Lotte Marines. There's a split finger pitch that misses down and in. The count is 2-1 to Tatsumi. As mentioned before, we will be back on the air again tomorrow calling game 2 of the series, but we will have to do it on a bit of a delay. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving in is Ogino. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles in their half of the fourth inning. So they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 3.5. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles trailing the Chiba Lotte Marines 3-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's our friend Matt again.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
After the game, be sure to check out another Hollis build. That's Matt Hollis. He's got all kinds of crazy stuff, and he claims to have the largest Fernando Tatis collection. Be sure to check out his channel after the game is finished. We are moving now to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming to bat for the Chiba Lotte Marines, and that's going to mean it's going to be Yudai Fujioka, Takuma Kato, and Takushi Ogino. They are the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat. Beautiful day in Chiba for baseball. There is cloud in the area, partly cloudy, but you can see it for miles. As we mentioned before, you can see Sky Tree. If you've been to Tokyo on the eastern part of the city, it can be seen for miles. Beautiful day at the Zozo Marine Stadium. And so we're ready to go back to work. Right-hander Norimoto on for his fourth inning of work. He's at 58 pitches through 3. And the first pitch is a fastball. It's swung on. It is pounded into right field. The ball's going to get down. Digging for 2 is the shortstop Fujioka, and he's going to dig in for a double. That's a hustle double. Getting over to the foul line was the right fielder Okajima. He makes a nice play on it. He turns. He comes up firing. But a leadoff double here for Fujioka to get things going in the fourth inning. He is aboard with a leadoff double. That ball was absolutely scorched. So I would be surprised with the catcher Takuma Kato at the plate that he isn't already scoring the bunt from the on-deck circle coming out here. As we said, this first time, he struck out his first time up, and he was batting .095 on the season. He had a couple of homers and 4 RBIs, and sure enough, he is scoring already, and they've do the little spaghetti move to keep the runner close at second. So Kato is definitely squaring the bunt. You want to see if they can push the base runner Fujioka over to third. We're going to do it all over again. They've got the runner at second. They're keeping him tight. And he squares the bunt, and it's down, and it is not a great bunt, and it is picked up in foul territory by the opposite number, Oda. That is going to be strike 1. It was not a great bunt. They play on turf at the Zozo Marine Stadium. It is a turf field, but around home plate, it is dirt, and that ball, when it was bunted, it hit into the dirt and spun foul. Around the bases at first, second, and third, rather than the proverbial cutouts, they would have a cutout from where dirt would be around the bases. And they've done a nice job. They've got the field itself sort of looks like the dirt that goes in it. It's a maroonish color. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. And they deliver, and that ball is bunted. And this time it's a good one. It's fielded by Norimoto. His only play is to first base. And that is going to retire the catcher, Kato. It's going to go down as a sacrifice 1-3. It's going to be the first out of the inning, and Fujioka has advanced to third, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Takashi Ogino. Ogino tonight is 1 for 2. He got the party started in the third inning with a 1-out single. He eventually came around and scored a run on a 2-run single by Brandon Laird. So Ogino is the batter. He is 1 for 2. He also flew out to center field his first time up. He's 1 for 2 this evening. So with 1 out, here's the first pitch from Norimoto. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. It's a vibrant crowd in Chiba for the ball game. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. comes the 1-1 pitch. And there is a fastball that misses inside. It almost hit Ogino, and the way he reacted, it was like he did get hit. He's got padding on the lead left arm. That ball came up inside and just missed him. But the catcher, Oda, was not able to hang on to the pitch. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Ogino. Norimoto checks the runner at third. He's working from the stretch. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 3-1. Leonis Martin is waiting his turn on deck. For those of you who are new here tonight, we appreciate you checking in and listening. As we mentioned earlier, we will be back on again tomorrow doing the game, but we are going to call the game on a delay. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. And the count now goes to full to Ogino. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gino digs in on the right side. Norimoto ready to go back to work. He holds at the belt and he kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the third base side. Camping out underneath it is Igor Emoji, and he is going to make the catch easily. That is going to put away Ogino for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to Leonis Martin. So Leonis Martin tonight has been on base twice. He's walked both of his times up. He came around and scored a run on that RBI, 2-run RBI single by Brandon Laird in the third inning. He had 27 homers on the season. He knocked in 75. He stands in and he waits on the first pitch, and it is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Just over on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Leonis Martin. Martin is a dangerous hitter. They have a few dangerous hitters in this Chiba lineup. Of course, Chiba can put some runs up on the board in a hurry. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Norimoto has certainly struggled here in the last inning and change. He's now had to really battle. The first time through that order, it was pretty easy. There was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. As we mentioned, the first time through the batting order, he allowed 2 runners to reach base, 1 on a single and 1 on a walk. And the second time through the batting order, it was a bit more of a struggle for him, as 6 of the 9 batters were able to reach base. 1 by walk and the rest by base hits. So here comes the pitch from Norimoto, and it is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Norimoto holds at the belt. He checks the runners. He kicks and delivers. There is a split finger pitch down in the dirt. And the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Leonis Martin. Martin digs in at the plate. Getting ready for Norimoto to deliver. Norimoto kicks and delivers. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Leonis Martin is down on strikes for the third out of the inning here, and that'll end the fourth inning. They had no runs. They had one hit. There were no errors, and one runner stranded at third base. And so for the Chiba Lotte Marines, they weren't able to cash in here in the fourth. At the end of four complete, it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles trailing the Chiba Lotte Marines 3-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the fifth inning. We're glad you could tune in to be with us. Here is some of our Hall of Fame memories from our time in Japan. Sure to check this out. It's kind of cool. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving along here to the top of the fifth inning, and it is the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order to face Roki Sasaki. And the first pitch delivered to Hikari Oda as a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. So Oda, Yamazaki, and Okajima here to face the young right-hander. And he kicks and delivers, and there is a pitch that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes quickly to Oda. Oda today is 0 for 1. He struck out in his only plate appearance against the right-hander. Sasaki goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to the shortstop, Fujioka. He flips it over to first, and that is going to retire Oda. It goes as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1 here in the top of the fifth inning. 8 strikeouts through 4 innings for the young right-hander for the Chiba Lotte Marines. Sasaki just had his 20th birthday a couple of days ago. Has really found himself a groove here. So here comes the pitch to the leadoff hitter, Yamazaki. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. That pitch was at 155 kilometers an hour or 97 miles an hour on our gun. So no balls and 1 strike. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. It is a fastball from Sasaki, swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. The count now goes to 0-2 on Yamazaki. Yamazaki tonight is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up, and he grounded to short back in the first inning. He stands in on the left side, ready to face the right-hander Sasaki, and Sasaki delivers a fastball that misses low and away. And the count is now 1-2. It was a good spot, a good location by Sasaki. As the pitch was a little bit off the outside corner of the plate, he hit his spot there he wanted to. He wanted to induce the swing of the left-handed batting Yamazaki. Yamazaki wouldn't bite. So here comes the 1-2. Sasaki kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. It's fielded neatly by Yasuda. He fires to first. And that is going to retire Yamazaki. That goes down as a ground out. 5-3 for out number 2 here in the fifth inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Takeru Okajima. Okajima tonight is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up in the third inning, and he struck out in the first. As we mentioned, in the third inning, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles had an opportunity to pile on to their 1-0 lead. And they ended up stranding the bases loaded. And the first pitch is swung on and missed by Okajima, and the count is 0-1. Okajima has moved up into the 2 hole in the batting order. He spent much of the season hitting a little bit lower in the order, middle part of the order, and there's a split finger pitch that misses low, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Sasaki kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. This ball is going to get down. It's up the alley. It's against the wall. It's fielded by the center fielder Oka, and he fires it in, and cruising into second base with his second double of the ball game is Okajima. And he's got himself a double, and TYN is in the house. Welcome, TYN. Great to have you with us. We've seen you before, and we're glad to see you again. That's 8 strikeouts tonight for Sasaki through the first 4 innings of the ball game. But he is yet to retire anyone here in the 5th inning via the strikeout. And speaking of strikeouts, here comes Hideto Asamura to the plate. Asamura has struck out both of his times up and both times looking. And the first pitch he sees is a fastball. This is swung on. It's driven down the right field line, but is just going to go foul. And the count is 0-1 to Asamura. Asamura on the season, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he did not have the year that he had in the last couple of years. He only drove in 67 runs and hit 18 homers, so his power numbers were down this year. But he did have discipline at the plate. He walked more than he struck out. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now quickly 0-2. So Asamura, it is definitely not his night tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. We're going to be back again tomorrow, but we are not going to be doing the game live. We will do it on a delay. We'll probably start at about an hour after. And there is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and that is the 9th strikeout of the game for Sasaki, and the 3rd time Asamura has gone down on strikes tonight, as he is retired here in the top of the 5th inning. So for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, they had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We're through 4.5. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles trailing the Chiba Lotte Marines 3-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the 5th inning. We're glad you could be here with us.
Are you into digital cards? Last Raps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Topps Bunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Raps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Scheduled to come to bat for the Chiba Lotte Marines will be Shogo Nakamura, Brandon Laird, and Hisanori Yasuda. And of course, Nakamura tonight is 2 for 2. He's got 2 singles. He scored a run and he has stolen a base. Brandon Laird has been a major run producer already. He's knocked in 2 of the 3 Chiba runs. And this is going to be a part of the order. We do have a pitching change for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. We're going to get you that update. It is a right-hander, and it looks like it's Araku is in the game, and that'll be it for Takahiro Norimoto. We'll get you the specs on Araku here as well. Sometimes we don't always get the updated numbers. This is Tomohiro Anraku. Anraku is 3-3 on the season. He appeared in 58 ball games, 56 and a third innings pitched. He's allowed 45 hits. He's walked 33 and struck out 50. So he is taking over. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, the second time through the batting order for Norimoto was a real adventure. He had his struggles. So the pitching parade now is about to begin for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And the first pitch from Anraku is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So Tomohiro Anraku now in the ball game, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into left field. It's going to get down, and that is going to be a leadoff single. So for the third time in this ball game, Shogo Nakamura is aboard with a base hit, all of the single variety. That is how he welcomes Anraku into the ball game. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Laird. Brandon Laird tonight is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up, knocked in a couple of runs, and he struck out his first time up. We have a scoring update on the out-of-town scoreboard. In the top of the sixth inning, the Amuri Giants have added to their lead. They are now up 3-0 on the Hanshin Tigers. Tomoyuki Sagano has allowed 1 hit through 5 innings. And Anraku throws over to first base, and diving back in time is Nakamura. Nakamura also tonight has a stolen base. So Laird digs in, and here's the pitch from Anraku. It is a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Laird. So 1 ball and no strikes. Laird is digging in, and Raku checks the runner at first base. He kicks and delivers. There is a split finger down in the dirt. They go over to first base for some help, and the first base umpire says that Laird did go. He did offer. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The home plate umpire didn't think so, but the umpire at first base said he did, so he must have went. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Laird, and Raku flips it over to first base, and getting back in time is base runner Nakamura. And Raku holds the ball at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. Brandon Laird, who his nickname is Sushi Boy over in Japan, has really carved himself out a very nice career after spending time in North America with the Yankees organization and then with Houston. There's a fastball that misses on the inside corner, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. He never really found any footing in North America. His brother Gerald Laird had a nice lengthy career. He had a number of different teams that he was with. But after leaving the Houston organization in 2013, he spent an entire season in AAA with the Syracuse Ball Club. At the time was the Washington Nationals Farm Club. He bounced over to Japan in 2015, and he's been there ever since, flipping over to first bases in Raku, diving back in time as Nakamura. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Raku kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's knocked down by the third baseman, Moji. He spins. He gets to his feet. He picks it up, and he fires to first because that's the only play he would have had. And they are going to get Brandon Laird at first base. It's going to be retired as a ground-out 5-3. But Shogo Nakamura advances to second. It was a nice play by Moji, the third baseman. That ball was absolutely scorched. He slid and was able to knock it down and went to his glove side, kept it in front of him, able to get back to his feet and fire across the diamond to get Laird. Laird, who was on the wrong side of 30, doesn't particularly run very well anymore. And they were able to get Laird at first base. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Yasuda today is officially 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice fly his last time up and knocked a run in. And there's the first pitch. It is swung on. It is looped over the head of the shortstop. It's a really nice play by Yamazaki. He makes the play. He throws it back over to second base, and they are going to double off Shogo Nakamura at second base as Hideto Asamura is able to get in behind him to make the play. So that is going to go down as a double play, 6-4 on the putout. And that will retire Nakamura as the third out of the inning. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the fifth, we are going to go to a halftime here. They had no runs on one hit. There were no errors and nobody left the board. We are now through 5 complete innings. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines 3, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call of the the top of the 6th inning. And we want to thank Joe from Like Father, Like Son for stopping in. We appreciate you being in here and stopping in to say hello. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back after this in just a couple minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are waiting for the top of the 6th inning, and as those of you who are familiar with Japanese baseball, the inning between the 5th and the 6th, there is always a bit of a break. They come out and work on the field. They take themselves a little bit of a break. And so we're just taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The only other game is the playoff game that's going on in the Central League. It is a 3-0 ball game. They are now in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Yomiuri Giants have a 3-0 lead on the Hanshin Tigers. Zealous Wheeler has knocked in a pair of runs on a 2-run double by the Yomiuri Giants. The other run has been delivered off of the bat of Yoshikawa. There are going to be some changes in the lineup for the Chiba Lotte Marines. It looks like Edney Hechavarria has gone in to play shortstop. And we will try to catch up on some of those changes and more likely as they come to play in the ballgame here. But we are going back to the regular action. It's going to be Hiroki Shimochi to lead it off. It is going to be Daichi Suzuki and Igoro Moji to follow. It's the heart of the Golden Eagle batting order, and Shimochi takes a first pitch for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Shimochi tonight, in his 2 plate appearances, has reached base both times. He had a double and scored a run in the second, and he walked in the third, and he takes a fastball low and away, and the count is 1-1. And so we got Sam A in the house. Thanks, Sam A, for stopping in. Let's go to Tohoku. That's the second person tonight who's got the Golden Eagle pom-poms going. There's a fastball, and this is swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count is now 1-2 strikes to Shimochi. We definitely appreciate people stopping in. We've got TYN with his pom-poms out for the Eagles as well. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shimochi. If you guys are interested, we will be back in again tomorrow night, although we will be calling this game on a bit of a delay. We'll probably be about an hour behind. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Shimochi on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that is the 10th strikeout for Roki Sasaki tonight. So 1 up and 1 away here in the 6th. That brings up Daichi Suzuki to the plate. So if you want the notification that we are on, be sure to subscribe to the channel and to hit the bell, because that'll tell you that we are going to be on giving you the call. I just haven't decided if I'm going to record the game and call it live or just hold tight because we can do the other stuff later. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1 to Suzuki. I think TYN, if I'm not mistaken, is a Fukuoka supporter. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. Yeah, Sasaki has been mowing them down. He's up to his 10th strikeout here in the 6th inning. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Suzuki. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. Laird fields it. He calls off the pitcher Sasaki. He takes it himself. That is going to retire Daichi Suzuki for the second out of the inning. That goes down as a ground out to 3 for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to Igor Emoji. Moji tonight has been the victim of the strikeout twice himself. He K'd in the 2nd and in the 4th inning. The word I would describe when watching Sasaki pitch to some of these hitters is overpowering and overmatched. Overmatched would be how I would have described Moji's first 2 at-bats. And there is a split finger pitch taken for a ball inside. And the count is 1-0. There are power arms in Japan. There's just not enough of them sometimes from the Japanese pitching standpoint. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count is 1-1. Certainly, Sasaki is something to get excited about. He just had his 20th birthday on Wednesday, I believe. It was the 3rd. So Wednesday was the 3rd. He's 3 days into his 21st year. And there is a fastball that is taken low. Moji squares the bunt as if he wanted to bunt. The umpire didn't seem to think that the umpire seemed to think he pulled it back. No complaints from the Chiba group, but that's 2 balls and 1 strike. I would like to have a look at that one again. So Sasaki is at 91 pitches here with 2 away in the 6th. And he kicks and delivers. There's a split finger down and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 92 pitches in the 6th inning. He's probably just getting warmed up. Japanese baseball, they're never shy away to let these guys go into the 120-plus category, especially if you could stay out of the Chiba bullpen. So here comes the pitch from Sasaki. It's taken for a called strike at the knees, and Moji has now had the count run even to hit, or had the count run full at 3-2. So if you kind of go by the rule of thumb of 15 pitches per inning, he's just slightly over that count right now. He's certainly become more economical in the last couple innings of work. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains 3-2 to Igor Emoji. Sasaki gets himself a new baseball, and he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball, and that misses off the outside corner. And Emoji has got himself a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yoshiaki Watanabe. And it's also going to bring a visit of the pitching coach out to the mound. So we have a break in the action as Emoji makes his way to first base. That is only the second walk of the ball game issued by the young right-hander. That's 95 pitches now on his clock. One would think they'd like to get through the sixth for sure with them and maybe even get the seventh inning out of the way because, as we mentioned before, early in the season, the Chiba Lotte Marines had some challenges. We've got somebody in here giving us some go, go, go and move, move, move. Not sure who that is, but welcome. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. Brandon Laird makes the play. He runs over to first. He's going to take it himself. And that is going to do it as Watanabe grounds out to first to end the inning. So for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, they had no runs. There was no hits, no errors, and one runner left the board. We are now through 5.5 innings. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines 3, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a moment. We're glad you're with us. Here's another one of our Hall of Fame memories from the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom of the sixth inning. It is going to be Koki Yamaguchi, Hiromi Oka, and Yudai Fujioka set to come to bat. But I do believe we have the change, and I think it was straight up for Fujioka. We haven't got the official announcement yet, but it looks like it is going to be the shortstop Edney Hechavarria into the ball game. We'll get that confirmed for us as we do that here. It looks like there is the change, but it looks like Echevarria is moved into the 5 spot, which would have been Hisanori Yasuda. We do have a pitching change now for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. They'd have a new right-hander into the ball game. And that is going to be number 62, Naoto Nishiguchi. So Nishiguchi is making his way into the ball game. So the specs on him, another right-hander here. So for Nishiguchi, he was 5-2 on the season. He had himself 3 saves. He worked 57 2/3 innings pitched. He had himself an ERA of 3.28. And the first pitch he delivers to Koki Yamaguchi is a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. So 1-0. As we said, we get into this latter part of the game and we start to see the changes. don't always keep up to date as quickly with that as we are. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count now is 1-1. So the shortstop Fujioka has made his way over to third base, and that is where Hechavarria has gone in to replace the third baseman Yasuda. So I'm curious to see if that means that Leonis Martin will also stay in the game. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So our friend TYN asks, who do you think is going to get the Rookie of the Year from the Pacific League? It's a good question. I don't know if Sasaki has pitched enough to warrant that this year. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 3-1 to Yamaguchi. It's a good question. I've not really put a whole lot of thought into it. I mean, for me, the rookies that I was impressed with in a short period of time, I really liked the Richard Sunagawa from Fukuoka, but he didn't really play a whole lot either. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball. This is swung on and lifted foul. The count's going to remain 3-2 to Yamaguchi. Another one that probably would have been thought about, or at least, one would have had to give some thought to, would have been the pitcher for Tohoku earlier on was Hayakawa, who was one of the higher picks in the draft, but 9-7 and a 3.86 ERA isn't something to get overly excited about. And here comes the 3-2 pitch again. It is a breaking ball swung on. It has popped up into shallow center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder Tatsumi. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Yamaguchi for the first out of the 6th inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up Hiromi Oka. So I'd have to go back and take a look at some of the numbers and make the comparisons. I don't know if there's anybody that really, in my mind, had really stood out. I didn't have to be honest and say I didn't really follow the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters that tightly. They had a lot of guys moving in and out of their lineup. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and count is 1-0. It was a bit of a shocking season this year to have the Oryx Buffaloes and the Yakult Swallows go from worst to first. Both teams were last place finishers in the 2020 season, and this year they both ended up in the top spot. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. Toka, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander Nishiguchi. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Okajima. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Oka 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the shortstop, who is now playing third base, Unai Fujioka. So I don't know if I answer TYN's questions, but I only answer them with more questions. I wish I could be of better service to you that way in terms of offering who I think is going to win the Rookie of the Year award. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike on the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. Fujioka today is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. It was an absolute hustle double. He hit down not quite down the right field line, but they had him playing more toward the opposite field. He was able to leg out a double, and he's also grounded out today. There is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1 pitch. Moto kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. There is some movement that has already started to go on, and free agents being signed in the NPB. We saw earlier today that Ryan McBroom, who got his release from the Kansas City Royals earlier this week, inked a 1-year deal with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. There's also talk about Seiya Suzuki being posted. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. Of course, Suzuki is the star outfielder for the Hiroshima Carp. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch from Nishiguchi. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's ripped foul over the third base dugout, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nishiguchi holding at the chest. He goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. And there is a fastball swung on and missed. And Fujioka is retired on strikes for the third out of the inning. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines, in their half of the 6th inning, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 6 complete in Chiba. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines 3, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We will be back in just a moment. With the call at the top of the 7th inning, we're glad you could be here with us. Here's another one of our Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 7th inning, and we got Ben Roberts in the house, our friend who is calling Yokohama his home these days. We do have a pitching change for the Chiba Lotte Marines, and we will get that for you here in just a moment. And so it is a right-hander that is now coming into the ballgame, and this is where we have to keep our pencil sharp as they do make the changes fast and furious. So Chiba has now gone to a right-hander. This is Yuki Kuniyoshi that is making his way into the ballgame, and they're replacing Roki Sasaki, who had himself a fine ballgame today. And so he is now on in relief. Number 92, Yuki Kuniyoshi. So Kuniyoshi takes over on the season. This is his first year with Chiba. He actually started the year with the Yokohama Bay Stars. He is 2-0 with Chiba. He had himself a 1.44 ERA after a 5.16 ERA with Yokohama. And he had worked 25 innings for Chiba, and he had struck out 19 batters. So he takes over. They're going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. It's going to be Ryosuke Tatsumi, Hikari Oda, and the top of the order, Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. And the first pitch is a fastball, misses inside. They appeal down to first base, and the third base umpire says that he didn't go. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So 1-0. And so here comes the 1-0 pitch. It is a split finger pitch that misses inside. Ben Roberts says the pitcher, Kinoshi, is not that great. He doesn't have any great control. It looked like his numbers with Yokohama were not very good. And it looked like he found his sea legs with the Chiba Lotte Marines. He's got a very interesting delivery. He comes set, and then he wraps up, and just on cue, as Ben Roberts points out that he has control issues, he throws that pitch to the backstop, and the count is now 3-0. So as I mentioned before, early in the season, the Chiba Lotte Marines had their issues with the back end of their bullpen to be able to sort it out. I would have thought that they might have tried to squeeze another inning out of the young right-hander Sasaki. And the only run that Sasaki had allowed was the error that he made to potentially have ended the second inning when he threw the ball down the right field line, allowing Hiroki Shimochi to score all the way from second. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. He's ready to go back to work, and it is a fastball just below the knees, and Tatsumi is going to get himself a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. So he is aboard, and that's going to bring up the catcher Hikari Oda. And it's also going to bring a visit out to the mound by his catcher Takuma Kato. So they've got a runner aboard. We are going to be calling the game tomorrow night, although we will probably most likely be on a delay. We won't be able to get that game going till about 11 o'clock on the Pacific coast of the United States and Canada. So hopefully you can check in on the delay. We will, however, if this does go to a game 3, call the game live on Monday night in the middle of the night. So Oda is coming up to the plate, and he is already squaring to bunt. So they're looking to move the base runner into scoring position. TYN says it's time for the Eagles to score here. They definitely got to get at least 1 run back. And so here's the pitch. It's bunted. It's back to the pitcher. It's fielded. They throw over to second, and it is to the left field side. The shortstop, Edney Hechevarria, has to dive back. They are unable to get the play and to retire the out. And so that is going to be runners now at first and second. They're going to see how they're going to score that. So he fields it, but he makes a terrible throw. Hechevarria has to go back against the grain to try to field the ball. It hits off his glove. It trickles off into the other side. I would have to give the error to the pitcher on that one. But then again, if I look at it again, I'm not sure that they would have had the play there. I'm not sure if he would have got the out. So we'll see what the official scorer has to say. And we'll give you that decision in just a moment. But now the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are flapping their wings, and they've got the top of the order now coming up in Yoshi Yamazaki. As far as I'm concerned, they're still in a sacrifice bunt situation. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. It looks like they may have put a pinch runner into the ball game, but we haven't got confirmation of that yet. And here's the first pitch. It is bunted. It is down, and it looks like it's caught by the pitcher, and he is going to run it all the way back to second base, and it's going to be an unassisted double play. Are you kidding me? The first pitch to Yamazaki, it's popped up. The pitcher, Kimiyoshi, comes off the mound, dives and makes the catch. The base runner, being Tatsumi, was on the run, and he is completely doubled off. A great athletic play by the pitcher. They're pointing. He was originally looking to first base, but they pointed to where the runner was at second base. The runner actually got sealed off. He couldn't quite see where the ball was. So that's an unassisted double play by the pitcher. Wow. Talk about luck. So that's going to bring up the right fielder, Takiro Okajima. So just as the right-hander Kiniyoshi's got himself into some difficulties, he's able to dig himself out of that hole. Jeez. Talk about some boneheaded base running. We saw that at its finest. Sam A says the Eagles have got to show up. They just did, and they clipped their own wings with some poor base running. And there's a first pitch that is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Okajima tonight has been on base twice. He's doubled twice, and he's struck out. He is 2 for 3. And so here comes the pitch from the right-hander Kiniyoshi, and that pitch is up and away, and the count is 2-0. So as our friend Ben Roberts points out, he says that this pitcher has some control difficulties. He's thrown 9 pitches so far, and 5 of them have been balls. There's probably a lot of people biting their nails in Chiba with this guy on the mound. So here we go. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-0. So just as he was able to get himself out of difficulties a moment ago, and he's putting himself back into a difficulty. He's got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters about ready to come up. So here comes the 3-0 pitch to Okajima. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken at the knees for called strike, and the count is 3-1. So Kuniyoshi is the pitcher. We have a quick peek at our out-of-town scoreboard. A game between the Hanshin Tigers and the Yomiuri Giants is in the top of the 8th, 3-0 for Yomiuri. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball outside, and Okajima has drawn himself a walk, and that is going to put runners at first and second with 2 away. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Hideto Asamura. So Asamura tonight has had a difficult night at the plate. He is 0 for 3, and each time he has gone down on strikes. He struck out looking twice his first 2 times up. And then his last time up, he struck out of the swinging variety. So here comes the first pitch to Asamura. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So Kuniyoshi putting himself into a difficult spot. I wanted to get that scoring result for the catcher, Kato. We still haven't got an update on that one yet. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0 to Asamura. Asamura will be followed by Hiroki Shimauchi. He find a way on base here. And this is an opportunity right now for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles to get back in this ball game, down 3-1. The Golden Eagles got their run in the second inning. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0. And certainly, this right-hander here is having difficulties locating. 8 of the 12 pitches have been balls. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And Asamura waits on the delivery. There is a fastball. He checks his swing and fouls it off over on the first base dugout. And the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hideto Asamura. Asamura on the season, as we mentioned earlier in the ball game, he was one of the few players who was able to walk more than he struck out during the year. He has generally some pretty good plate discipline. You don't see that too often in Major League Baseball. You usually get 3 or 4 or 5 guys per year. And there's a fastball swung on, and that's fouled away on the first base side. And the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners are on the move here. Got to make sure that he delivers to the plate, does the right-hander Kuniyoshi. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven foul. It's going to reach the seats down in the right field area. And the count remains at 3-2 to Asamura. A base hit here obviously is going to get the runner in from second, but with the runners on the move, they may be able to get 2 runs here if Asamura can find something into the gap or down the line a little bit. Even a long single could score 2. There go the runners. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away. Count remains at 3-2. That was the 20th pitch of the inning so far for the right-hander Kuniyoshi. Kuniyoshi is struggling, that's for sure. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. We're going to do it all over again. He checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and we are now, the bases are again loaded with Eagles as Hideto Asamura draws himself a 2-out walk. So that means that Ogo, who is running for the catcher Oda, goes to third. Okajima is at second. Asamura is at first, and that brings the manager out of the Chiba dugout. He has seen enough. We have seen enough. There's going to be a pitching change. The bases are loaded. There is 2 away. Hiroki Shimochi is coming to the plate, and we'll be back after this pitching change in just a moment. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back after these little memories from our time at the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame. Welcome back, everybody. We're just taking a time out here as Chiba is making a pitching change. We will get that information for you when we get back. Hang tight. We got a 3-1 ball game. The bases are loaded, 2 away. It is crunch time in Chiba. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Here's our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Yuki Karakawa taking over on the mound for the Chiba Lotte Marines. This season, he was 4 wins and 2 losses. He made 38 appearances. He worked 36 1/3 innings. He allowed 29 hits, and he struck out 26 batters in that time. He had an ERA of 2.72. He's coming on in a very high-pressure situation here with the bases loaded and 2 out in the top half of the 7th inning. It's the second time that the Rakuten Golden Eagles have had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the ballgame. The other time was in the 3rd inning, and they failed to score. And now they've got the bases loaded and 2 out with the cleanup hitter Shimouchi coming to the plate. Hiroki Shimouchi tonight is officially 1 for 2. He doubled and scored a run. The only run the Eagles have scored in the 2nd inning. He walked in the 3rd, and he struck out in the 6th. So this is the time of the game that people really live for. And obviously, you've got the left-handed batter Shimouchi wanting to produce, and you've got the bullpen now with Yuki Karakawa coming in relief. And so here we go. We're ready to go back to the live action. He kicks and delivers. The first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. It's down. This is going to be extra bases, and it's going to be trouble. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Rounding third is Asamura. 3 runs are in. And Hiroki Shimouchi has delivered a bases-clearing double here in the top of the 7th inning. And it has now put the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles up 4-3. So with 1 pitch, he welcomes the right-hander Karakawa into the game. And Karakawa is welcomed with a blistering base hit double, clearing the bases. And it is now a 4-3 ball game for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. You can point the finger at the pitcher, Karakawa, but it was clearly the pitcher before, Kiyoshi, who had come in, who had brought his gasoline cans with him and soaked the mound and lit the fire. And now it is a 4-3 deficit. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Daichi Suzuki. Suzuki tonight is 0 for 3, and he takes a first pitch fastball outside for a ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So now we're going to see if the bullpen for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles is going to be worth their weight. They've already had to go into the pen tonight. So we're going to see how they're going to hold up. You know that Masui is going to be in for the 9th. You would think that Song is going to be in the 8th. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted down the left field line. Moving over toward the fence is the left fielder, Ogino. He's going to have room, and that is going to put it away. Suzuki is retired for out number 3, but the damage has been done. There were 3 runs scored in the inning. There was 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. 3 base on balls was what did the damage here in the 7th inning. And we are going to the bottom of the 7th. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 4, the Chiba Lotte Marines 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys are with us. Hold tight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. That was an entertaining inning. We're just going to give you a quick out-of-town scoreboard update. The Murray Giants have tacked on another run in the top of the 8th inning. They now lead the Hanshin Tigers 4-0. And it was a RBI again delivered by Azelis Wheeler. That's his 3rd RBI of the ball game. He had a 2-run double earlier. Now he's got himself an RBI. And so we are going to get you caught up with all the changes here in just a moment. There is a relief pitcher in for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And that is going to be yet another right-hander. And we have, it is number 28. We're just looking for that on our stuff. It looks like it is Sakai. We'll get you his stats here in just a moment. That is going to be Tomohiro Sakai. And he is 4-3 on the season. He worked 54 ball games, 51 and a third innings pitched. He allowed 33 hits, 15 runs, 13 earned. He walked 24 and struck out 44. He had himself an ERA of 2.28. And it looks like we have a pinch hitter for the Chiba Lotte Marines. We'll have to get you that as well, as it is scheduled to be the 9-hole hitter at the plate. But we're not going to see the catcher Kato hit, as he has been replaced. But as we mentioned, sometimes this looks like it is, by the stance, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. It looks like it's Karakawa, or who is it that's going to be hitting? That is not Karakawa, it's number 3. As I said, we're going to have to get you that in just a moment here when we can find out who our player is. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. It's Kakanaka. Kakanaka. I always remember him by his stance. He's got a very intriguing batting stance. Kakanaka really crouches on the right side, or on the left side. His right leg is down low. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. So the pinch hitter is Katsuya Kakanaka. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is the 5th pitcher of the evening for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And there's a fastball swung, is lifted into shallow left field. Coming in hard on it is the left fielder, Watanabe. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Kakanaka. So 1 up and 1 away here in the 7th, and that brings up Takashi Ojino. I'm going to check my score sheets here. That's actually the 4th pitcher tonight for the Golden Eagles. Of course, the starter Takiro Norimoto left after 4 innings. So the first pitch to Ojino is taken for a called strike, and the count goes 0-1. So Ojino tonight is 1 for 3. He scored a run in the 3rd inning after he had singled. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left center field. Moving over to his right is Ryosuke Tatsumi. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to put Ojino away for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is slated to bring up Leonis Martin to the plate. We're going to take a look to see if in the walk out, and the first pitch is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Apologize to you folks if I'm not keeping up with the chat. Normally I do, but with the substitutions coming fast and furious, sometimes it makes it a little hard to keep up with everything all at one time. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Leonis Martin. That's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. Sometimes there's just things that I like to do old-fashioned, and sometimes there's things that you can do the other way. So here we go. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Sakai kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2. I'd like to welcome Mike Weibark into the stream tonight. I saw you chatting a little bit earlier on. And the question was, are there any extra innings in the Climax series? And as far as I know, I do believe that they are not playing extra innings in the Climax series. I think if a game ends in a tie, it's going to end in a tie. I haven't boned up on the tiebreakers, and there is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. Leonis Martin is retired on strikes here in the 7th inning. So that being said, there were no runs, no hits, no errors here in the bottom half of the 7th. We are through 7 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles now leading the Chiba Lotte Marines 4-3. Stick around, everybody. We will be back in just a moment with the call of the top of the 8th inning. We're glad you could be here.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. I can't comment right now on the Climax series, but I do know that the Nippon series will have extra inning games to the 12th inning, and those games obviously are going to be played from November 20th to the 30th. And if no winner is determined by the 30th after a possible 12th inning, a tiebreak system of runners on first and second, no outs will be used until the winner is decided. That is the Japan series. I haven't seen updates on the, of course, for the Climax series, but we'll try to get an update for you on that. I know that for fact, but definitely the Japan series, there will be a tiebreak system in place. For this one here, we'll have to do a follow-up on the Climax series. But thanks for being here, everybody. And it is great that you guys are with us tonight. We do have yet another pitching change here. It is going to be the Chiba Lotte Marines this time, going to their bullpen. And it is going to be a right-hander, and we're going to get that for you in just a moment. So Chiba Lotte Marines back to the bullpen. And it looks like we have a Sasaki on the mound. And this looks like it is going to be Chihaya Sasaki, but we will confirm that in just a moment. He had an 8-1 record this year with a 1.26 ERA. He appeared in 54 ball games. That's exactly who it is. We have Chihaya Sasaki now making his way onto the mound for Chiba. So Sasaki taking over here in the top of the 8th inning, and he is going to face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Tohoku batting order. It's going to be Igoro Moji, Shiaki Watanabe, and Ryosuke Tatsumi. Moji tonight is officially 0 for 2. He struck out twice. He walked his last time up. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And Alex Del Rio has stopped in tonight. Thanks for popping in, Alex. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0 to Moji. So 2 balls and no strikes. So the 3-run uprising in the top of the 7th inning. Has got the Golden Eagles out ahead, and there's a fastball that misses, and the count now goes to 3-0 to Moji. So 3 balls and no strikes. So Chihaya Sasaki ready to go to work. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike now to Moji. The bottom part of the batting order is due up here for the Golden Eagles. Sasaki ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and it is ball 4 to Moji. And Moji's got himself a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Watanabe tonight is 0 for 3. He reached first on the error by Roki Sasaki back in the 2nd inning, and then he popped out to short, and he grounded out to first base in his other 2 at-bats. But one would think at this point in the ball game, we should be seeing a sacrifice bunt situation. So what do we have here? We've got Watanabe stepping into the plate. And he is squaring right around, just as we suspected. They're going to try to move the runner over into second base, and they throw over to first, and diving back in time is Moji. So Sasaki getting the signs from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. And here comes the pitch, and it is bunted, and it is bunted foul up the first base line. And the count is 0-1 to Watanabe. to find a way to be able to get this down. Get that runner into scoring position. We do have a change in catcher for the Chiba Lotte Marines. They have gone to make their change. It is now Kakunaka who is behind the plate. That's Tomoya Kakunaka. And here comes the pitch from Sasaki. It's squared on, it's bunted, it's down. And the only play they're going to have is to first base as Watanabe executes it perfectly. That's going to go down as a sacrifice, 2-3 for the first out of the inning, and Moji has advanced over to second. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Tatsumi tonight is officially 0 for 2. He struck out and flown out to left. He also walked in the 7th inning. So right-hander against the left-hander. Sasaki ready to go to work. He holds at the chest. He checks the runner at second. He checks Moji again. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball down and in, and the count is 1-0 to Tatsumi. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sasaki holding at his chest. He ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and it is a changeup. Swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-1. Looked like that the hitter's eyes were popping out of his head. He wanted to put that one right into the seats, did Tatsumi. So 1 away with the runner on second. Sasaki holds at the chest. He kicks and he delivers, and it is swung on. It's a ground ball to first. It's fielded neatly by Brandon Laird. He's going to take it himself. He's going to step on the bag, and that is going to retire Tatsumi. But advancing to third is Moji. So Tatsumi is gone for the second out of the inning. The new catcher is Kakunuma for the Chiba Lotte Marines. If you are wondering, that is Tomoya Kakunuma. He replaced Kato behind the plate. And now we have a pinch hitter coming up for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. This is going to be the catcher Jinjiro Sumitani, and so most people would know him just by Jinjiro. And he takes a first pitch fastball outside for ball 1, so 1-0 to the hitter Jinjiro. Here's the pitch from Sasaki. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. Certainly, this is not the sharpest that we have seen Chihaya Sasaki this season. Struggling to be able to establish the strikes. So Rob Linton is checking in here. Welcome, Rob. We're glad you could be here with us. And here comes the pitch. It is a off-speed pitch that misses low and away. The count is 3-0. So Jinjiro Sumitani is the hitter. The runner at third is Igor Moji. And there are 2 away. And Ben Roberts confirms, no extra innings in the climax series. Games that'll end after 9 innings are going to end in a tie. As I said before, I'm not really sure what the rationale to that would be. So here comes the 3-0 pitch to Jinjiro. Sasaki kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. We're here in the top of the 8th inning. It is a 4-3 ball game for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, and there is a off-speed pitch that misses outside. And that is ball 4, and now they've got runners on the corners to the Golden Eagles, and they are still flapping their wings as it's now the top of the order. Yamazaki slated to come to bat. So Yamazaki comes to the plate. He is officially 1 for 4 tonight. He's singled. He lined into or bunted into a double play his last time up. And he's also grounded out twice, and we do have a visit to the mound. Sasaki is getting a visit from his pitching coach, and we're ready to go back to work. Ben Roberts says, if this game's a draw and they split the next 2 games, Chiba would win the series. I would assume that's because, as you say before, the tiebreaker is to the higher seeded team. So we've got 2-way here in the top of the 8th inning. Runners are on the corners. There is the runner at third is Moji. The runner at first is Jinjiro. And Yamazaki is the hitter stepping in. And the first pitch is delivered. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded right to first. Laird picks it up neatly, steps on the bag, and that is going to do it. So for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles in their half of the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We are now through 7.5 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 4, the Chiba Lotte Marines 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the call at the bottom of the 8th inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could be with us here tonight. Here's our friend Steve again. This is Steve Rademacher. For those of you who don't know, he is a supporter of our channel. In turn, we like to support Steve. Here you go. Here is Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you being here. We have a pitching change, and this here is a bit of an eyebrow raiser for me. This is going to be Yuki Matsui coming into the game. Matsui, the 25-year-old left-hander, appearing in the 8th inning tonight. He has got an 0-2 record on the season. He's appeared in 43 games. He's worked 43 innings. He's allowed 22 hits, 21 walks, and he's got 59 strikeouts. He has 24 saves this year. But he's coming in the 8th inning of work, so I'm curious to see if they're going to roll him out for the 8th and then bring in maybe somebody else for the 9th, or if they're going to choose to do a 2-inning save with him, which we really haven't seen this season. He's had an absolutely fantastic year. He's got a microscopic 0.63 earned run average. And so he is taking over on the hill for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. This is pitcher number 5. So Yuki Matsui in the ballgame. Now he is going to face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Chiba batting order. It'll be Shogo Nakamura, Brandon Laird, and then it's going to be Edney Hechavarria, at least scheduled to bat. So this is 3, 4, and 5. Nakamura today has been on base every time he's come to the plate. He is 3 for 3. He scored a run. He's stolen a base. He's got all 3 singles. So he leads it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the first pitch from Matsui is a fastball swung on. It's popped straight up in the infield. And moving over underneath it is the catcher, Jinjiro, and he's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Nakamura. 1 pitch and 1 away. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Laird. So 1 pitch and 1 away. I would have to think that we might see the right-hander Song coming in the 9th inning if we're seeing Matsui now, but we're going to have to wait on that one. So TIN says, wow, Matsui is back. Yes, he is. So 1 pitch and 1 away, and that brings up Brandon Laird. So I guess they may not necessarily trust him to close out the games right yet. So here comes the first pitch to Brandon Laird. Matsui kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is quickly 0-1. Laird tonight has produced 2 of the 3 Chiba runs. He had a 2-run single back in the 3rd inning. He's also struck out and grounded to 3rd. So Matsui ready to come back to work. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and this is fouled off just past the third base coach's box. And the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Edney Hechavarria is waiting his turn on deck. So 0-2 to Laird. Matsui holds at the belt. He works from the stretch with nobody on. He kicks and he delivers, and there's a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chiba in the ball game has 7 hits tonight. They've got 3 runs on the 7 hits. For the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, they've got 6 hits tonight on their 4 runs scored, or at least that's how we have it on our books. So here comes the pitch from Matsui. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-2. He's pitching Brandon Laird very delicately here. So one would have to think that the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles want to close this game out for sure, get win number 1 under their belt. If I'm not mistaken, this entire series is to be played at the Zozo Marine Stadium. So here comes the pitch from Matsui. It is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Laird gets himself dug in on the right side. Lefty versus the righty. Here comes the 2-2 pitch all over again. Matsui holds at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Laird is retired on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop now, Edney Hechavarria. So Hechavarria strides to the plate. This will be his first at bat this evening, as he has come into the game to play a shortstop. Hechavarria, of course, former big leaguer. He had batted .203 on the season. He's not known for his bat. He is more known for his glove, and he swings at a first pitch fastball and swings and misses, and the count is 0-1. Hechavarria, 4 homers, 24 RBIs on the season. He is best known for his glove. The Cuban-born infielder is now 32 years old. This is his first season in the Reagan, here's a fastball. It is swung on, and this ball is absolutely turned around, and this ball is going to leave the park. It is absolutely spanked by Hechavarria. It's his first home run of the playoffs, and there was no doubt about it. He did a huge bat flip, and he is in the motion around the bases. But that ball got out in an absolute hurry. And Matsui, with 2 away, has served up a home run to Hechavarria, and that is clutch. Absolute blast. I'm going to have to catch that again on the replay, but that one there was absolutely scorched. So the light hitting shortstop, who batted .203 during the season, has hit himself a very important home run. We're going to see that one again. It's a fastball, belt high, left right up over the plate. But the bat flip was almost as high as the ball getting out. That ball went right down the tunnel. But he was right on time with the pitch and absolutely turned that around. And we've got ourselves a 4-4 ball game. That's the first home run of the ball game tonight. So here we go back to the live action, and it's going to bring Koki Yamaguchi to the plate. I have to do a double check to make sure that is Yamaguchi. And it's not. We have a pinch hitter at the plate who takes a ball down in the dirt. We'll get you the number on that in a second here. This is Fujiwara, the pinch hitter right now. Fujiwara took the first pitch for a ball. So Kyoto Fujiwara on to pinch hit. You get 217 on the season, and there is a fastball swung on and fouled away. So Fujiwara into bat for Yamaguchi. So back to thinking about the tie ball game. If this game ends in a tie tonight, so basically it would fall into the favor of the Marines, where all they would have to do is win one of the next 2 games and they would be through. So it really stacks the odds in their favor. So the Golden Eagles need to find a way to get some runs in the top half of the inning, or else they're going to be in a whole host of trouble. Basically, the Marines will have to play 2 games to win 1. They'd be able to follow themselves through. But one thing we don't know is what happens if the first 2 games are tied and the third game is tied going into the 9th inning and ends in a tie as well. I wonder what would happen in that situation. And there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Fujiwara on strikes. But the damage has been done as Edney Hechavarria turns around a fastball, an 0-1 fastball for a home run. There was 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 8 complete innings. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles all knotted up at 4 with the Chiba Lotte Marines. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're glad you are with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is Naoya Masuda time, and Masuda is taking over here in the 9th inning. And Masuda is the closer for the Chiba Lotte Marines, and he's going to need to slam the door here. Appeared in 67 ball games. He had a 3-6 record. He had 38 saves, Worked 64 in the third innings. He allowed 43 hits, 15 walks, and 68 strikeouts at an ERA of 2.24. If you remember at the beginning of the year this year, he really struggled. Chiba did. He blew a couple of saves and let some games get away against the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in the opening series. Once he got through that, he was able to settle down, and now we are in a position where he is going to have to seal the deal and close the door here on the Eagles in the top of the ninth inning. It's not going to be easy. He's going to be facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order. It's going to be Takira Okajima, Hideto Asamura, and Hiroki Shimochi. So 2, 3, and 4 in the Golden Eagles batting order. So Smokey Brandon comes in and says, what's the score? That's why we have the ticker running across the bottom, big fella. The score is 4-4, and we're in the top of the ninth inning. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. So Takira Okajima getting ready to lead it off to face the right-hander Masuda. And so tonight, Okajima is 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of doubles. He's walked. He's scored a run. And here's the first pitch from Masuda. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Okajima looking to get things going here. Right-hander against the left-hander. Masuda holds at the belt. He goes into motion. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball swung on, and this is fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side, and the count is now quickly 0-2. Yeah, Sam A says, damn, Edney, former Blue Jay too. Yeah, he is a former Blue Jay. He started with the Jays. He ended up going to the Marlins. If I'm not mistaken, he was in the Reyes trade that came back to Toronto. And then from there, he had a lot of tour of a number of teams around the big leagues. He's certainly not known for his bat, more for his glove. And there is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. Edney Hechavarria does the damage with a solo shot in the bottom of the eighth. You certainly wouldn't have thought it would have been him lighting up the scoreboard. But he does the job, that's for sure. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Masuda kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away on the third base side once again, and the count is 1-2. Hechavarria, I would have said, probably underachieved throughout his career. To be quite frank, what I mean by underachieve was he certainly didn't live up to his billing. And definitely a lot of teams really wanted his glove, but they could never figure out at the plate to get him going. And he basically turned into a poor man's Alcides Escobar, who I think had a fairly decent big league career. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I remember being involved in a meeting with the Toronto Blue Jays, and they were saying back in 2000, and I think it was 2011, they were saying that his glove was major league ready then. And there was a breaking ball that swung on and missed. And Okajima is retired on strikes for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Hideto Asamura. They really liked his glove, and they were convinced he'd play in the big leagues, and he did. The problem was that he could never swing the bat well enough to stay in the big leagues. So now that brings up Hideto Asamura to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out 3 times. He's walked and scored a run. And the first pitch from Masuda is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Hechavarria fields it. He throws to first. And Asamura is retired. It goes down as ground out 6-3 for out number 2. And that is going to bring up Hiroki Shimochi to the plate. Shimochi tonight has been the hitting star for the Golden Eagles. He is 2 for 3. He's got 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. He's also walked and scored a run. So he has been involved in all 4 of the Golden Eagles runs. He's plated 3 and he has scored 1. And he digs in here with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. So if there was a time for Shimauchi to deposit one into the seats, this would be it right now. So Masuda goes to work. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into shallow center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, and he is going to make the catch, and that is going to end it. It is a new center fielder, so we lost track of who that was. It looks like it was Fujiwara, who was out there in center field now, and that is going to retire the side here for the Golden Eagles and their half of the 9th inning. So for the Golden Eagles, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 4, the Chiba Lotte Marines 4. Stick around. We're going to find out if the Chiba Lotte Marines can get a win here, because then it really puts the Golden Eagles in a very difficult position for tomorrow night. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. We're glad you're with us. Here's our friend Matt again.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. They are bringing in a right-hander, and that is going to be the Taiwanese right-hander, and that's going to be Chung Chi-Hao Sung into the ball game. Sung is going to be the 6th pitcher tonight used by the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Sung on the season is 3-3. He's got a 2.23 ERA, appeared in 63 ball games. He worked 60 2/3 innings. He's going to face Oka, Fujioka, and Kakunaka. Well, it looks like it's going to be Kukanuma, but possibly we're going to have some pinch hitters here as well for the Chiba Lotte Marines. And Oka takes a first pitch for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Hiromi Oka. Oka tonight is 0 for 3. He's flown out to right field twice. Takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. And he's also grounded out. So officially 0 for 3. So Oka digs in and waits for the right-hander Sung. Jerome Martinez says, "Where's the live? The live is right here." We're in the bottom of the inning, and there's a fastball that comes inside and clips Oka just on the forearm, and he's aboard with a leadoff hit by pitch here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Oka is aboard, and now it's going to bring up Yudai Fujioka. Fujioka started the game at shortstop, and he bounced over to third base. Jerome says the Tohoku Rakuten Eagles -1.5. Got the gamblers in the house tonight. We are going to have a pinch hitter as Well, it looks like Fujioka is going to hit for himself. Fujioka tonight is officially 1 for 3. He grounded out to first base his first time up. He doubled in the 4th and he struck out in the 6th. He is 1 for 3 and he's scoring the bunt. They're looking to punch that runner over to second base to get him into scoring position. And Sung flips it over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Oka. And there is a pinch hitter on deck, so we'll see what the Chiba Lotte Marines are going to do here. They have Sato, who's moved into the on-deck circle. He'll hit for the catcher Kekanuma. So Sung holds the ball at the waist. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball. It is bunted foul. That is going to make the count no balls and 1 strike to Fujioka. So Yudai Fujioka is the batter. He hits from the left side. Sung is a right-hander. So we got right-hander versus the left-hander battle. And we're ready to go back to work. Fujioka squares the bunt, and he gets it down. It's right in front of home plate. It's not a very good bunt, but it's good enough to advance the runner to second. And Fujioka is going to be thrown out. That's going to go down as a sacrifice, 2-3 for out number 1. It advances Oka to second base. And that is going to bring up the pinch hitter at this point. Looks like it's going to be Sato. We'll get confirmation of that when it is announced. But it does look like it's number 32, Toshiya Sato, coming to bat. This will be his first plate appearance tonight. Sato on the season hit .205. He had 6 homers and 18 runs batted in. They really don't have any offense out of their catching position, do the Marines. And here's the first pitch to Sato. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Takashi Ogino, the leadoff hitter, is waiting his turn on deck. So Sam says this goes to extra. No extra innings tonight. This game is about it. Unless it's a 2-run homer, Jerome, they probably are going to cover because they just need that 1 run to cross. And I think that's Chiba who's set to cover, if I'm not mistaken. Chiba's favored by 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Sato. He bats from the left side. Sung delivers from the right side. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball. This is swung on. It's belted into right field. It gets past the right fielder. It's all the way to the wall. And that is going to do it. Sato has walked it off. And the Chiba Lotte Marines come from behind to knock off the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 5-4. And that is going to do it here from Chiba. We're going to give you some totals here in just a moment. Your final score is the Chiba Lotte Marines losing to the Chiba Lotte Marines 5, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 4. That is your final score tonight, everybody. We thank you all for tuning in. As we said, we're going to give you a little bit of the out-of-town scoreboard update from the game that was over between the Hanshin Tigers and the Yomiuri Giants. And then we're going to sign it off here as well. So this is a walk-off victory for the Chiba Lotte Marines. So just a quick couple of updates for you. So the first game that went on in the Central League is currently in the bottom of the 9th inning. And they do have action going on there. The Yomiuri Giants have a 4-0 lead. It is the bases loaded. It looks like in the inning, and I'm not really sure if that is completed yet. I'm just going to go over and take a look, but it's 4-0 for the Yomiuri Giants over the Hanshin Tigers. Thiago Vieira is on in relief, and he has loaded the bases with 2 out. The Hanshin Tigers have not scored a run at this point yet, but they are threatening with the bases loaded and 2 out. So we may be able to get you an update on that before we leave here tonight. Again, your final score here, it's 5-4, but here come the totals for you. The Chiba Lotte Marines, 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The hitting star of the game for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, Hiroshi Shimauchi, was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs tonight. He accounted for all 4 of the runs. One he scored and 3 that he knocked in. For the Chiba Lotte Marines, it was the clutch 8th inning home run by Adni Hechavarria to tie the ball game. And then the pinch hitter Sato walks it off in the bottom of the 9th. That gives the Chiba Lotte Marines a 1-0 series lead. And that is how it will stand. So the win is going to go to Masuda. He's now 1-0 in the playoffs. Chihao Sung takes the loss. He drops to 0-1. We'll be back on the air again tomorrow night. And we want to thank you guys again for being here. Mike Weibark, Jerome Martinez for checking in, Ben Roberts, thank you again. We're really, really appreciative of you guys being here. And so we will be back to do this all over again tomorrow night, but we will be on a delay. I won't be able to start the game on time, so I will be giving you the English call on delay. So once again, everybody, it's been another Last Rouse Baseball video production. We hope you all have a great night. Come on back and see us again tomorrow. We look forward to having you on the call. Thanks again, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Once again, everybody, thanks again for watching another Last Raps Baseball video production. Have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow.